Good morning. All right. Yesterday we did a no warning webinar and we covered some Twitter things. And I decided that when I rewatched the video that we had some interruptions and some unclarity. So I decided to just redo the video this morning for you guys so that you can see how we're using Twitter in network marketing, because Twitter and network marketing it's bigger than I thought it was ever going to be. I got my little buddy hanging out here. I'll turn it so you guys can see him too. There, right? Everybody wants to see Jack. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Now I'm going to share my screen with you so you can actually work with me. I think I gotta move. Oh, cool, I can move that over. Sweet. All right, let's do this. So yesterday we went over a little bit about Twitter. Nobody really uses their home screen, their home feed, which is this one. You can, absolutely. It's just not quite, it's too busy. A lot happens on Twitter, and it makes it difficult to keep up with, what you're actually doing. You can see your tweets and replies here, and photos and videos. And it looks like Jack totally wants to hang out and help today. Are you bouncing, buddy? All right. So I'm going to show you first Manage Flitter. And I did start already this morning, so I can't follow as many people, but what I want to show you is right away, you can sign up for free. First of all, if you don't have a Twitter account, go make one. You need to tweet. You can use an app called If This Then That, IFTTT.com, if you're on the computer. And you can have your Facebook go to your Twitter. Don't have your Twitter go to your Facebook. You can have your Instagram natively post to Twitter as well. And you can have your Pinterest pins post to Twitter. Twitter is the only place it's okay to like repurpose and reuse content, because Twitter moves fast. And when I tell you Twitter moves fast, you're going to see what I mean when I show you my next tool. It's safe to tweet drunk if you're a drinker, because the chances of anybody seeing it are slim to none unless you're using a hashtag too. So it's not necessarily about how much you tweet as it is about how much you're engaging with people. So yes, you definitely tweet, but it doesn't have to be a ton. You can schedule tweets, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You can also just, tweet when you want to tweet. So if you've got 4 to 8 tweets a day scheduled, that's totally awesome. And then you can still have room to just tweet about what you're doing. Twitter's fast. It's funny. When something silly happens, Twitter's a great place to just boo, 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 go. So let's start with Manage Flitter. I know that's what you're looking at. So one of my recent followers failed. Read more here. I can't follow myself. I tried to follow myself. Aw, I must like myself. Okay, so unfollow. We're going to start with people who are not following me back, okay? As you're following people, they are going to be in your first few pages. So I always go to page 4 to start at the soonest, because these are going to be people that I followed, a while ago. I give people about 3 days. If they're not following back in 3 days, they're not active on Twitter. And so I just go ahead and delete them. So I just use this overview button. You can order them, or you can hit just overview. I did overview, and I drag over to select all, and I'm going to hit unfollow later. Okay. Now I'm going to click manual process, and I've got 100 people to unfollow, mute, or block waiting to be processed. So all I do to unfollow these people is click. Why am I unfollowing? With Twitter and Instagram and Pinterest, with all of them, you want to make sure your following to follower ratio is lower. You never want to be following more people than are following you. When you do that, it makes people A, 100% aware that you're trying to market something, and B, it just looks spammy. So like if we go to my Twitter, you can see I've got, I'll just refresh that. I'm following 11,400 people, and I'm being followed by 12,200 people. 12,209. So, and if you highlight over it, it'll show you, you know, the exact number. So keep that lower. I would like to have this closer to 10,000, but you can only unfollow so many people in a day without ending up in Twitter jail. So we'll do one more round of unfollows because it says I've only unfollowed 100. And we're going to go to page 4 again because I was just on page 4, so this will have refreshed. I'm going to go ahead and select all these people and hit unfollow later, manually process, and boom. This happens fast, guys, and it's, yes, I'm clicking, but I can click with a baby in my arms. This is the easiest way to unfollow that I know without, you know, digging through. I'm not digging through 12,000, 11,000 people. Whoops. Okay, so I have now unfollowed 207 people today. They're gone. So if we go back to my Twitter, I can refresh and show you again. Now I'm at 11.3 for following. But I'm going to go add some more, okay? So we're always unfollowing 200 and then following 100. Again, don't do more than that or you'll end up in Twitter jail, and Twitter jail is no fun. You can actually lose your account. They call it follow cycling. They're not okay with that. So back to Manage Flitter, and I'm going to show you now my follows. I have, oh good, they're not there. Okay, so if I click now, this part is the paid part. So if you're not paying $12 a month for this, then you aren't going to have the follow feature, just the unfollow feature, okay? So if I manage my blocked users, okay, I've only blocked about 300 accounts. All right, so we're gonna go to power mode, and I'm gonna show you some search that I've done. I can actually, well, let's do one thing at a time so you can see. If I wanted to follow people who are fitness minded, I can go to Twitter. I can do hashtag fit coach, and I get all these people that come up, okay? So I'm just gonna pick one. Here, you want this? Actually, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm going to look for Sarah Robbins. She is a network marketing coach that I am following. She's also a network marketing leader. You have to be careful who you follow and who you listen to. Hang on, grab the baby. Come here. There are thousands of network marketing coaches who had accidental success in direct sales. It can happen. You know, you sign up at the right time, you sign 2 people that are pretty good at what they do, and suddenly you are growing a team like crazy, but you're not necessarily doing a whole lot. And it's whatever, it happens. Or somebody can say, you know, they did Amway in the 80s and they had massive success with Amway, but things have changed a lot since the Amway days. And then these people are selling for thousands and thousands of dollars, network marketing books and that sort of thing. But Sarah is actually currently building a business. She's with a company called Rodan and Fields, which is a skincare company, and it's from Proactiv. The Proactiv doctors have created this company. So I like Sarah and I like what she has to say. So she has a lot of network marketers and mommies, that follow her. So if I look at her Twitter, it's Sarah Robbins 1 is her username. So I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go back to Manage Flitter. And I'm going to put my @ symbol in and paste in her. And I'm going to go for 1,000 of her most recent followers and see what we get. And this is the part that's worth every bit of $12. It's probably worth $100 because the computer is doing the work for you. And it takes a hot minute, but as it's going through, it's funny. So it's whatever. Okay, so we have now showing up 1,000 people who most recently followed Sarah. Now, I don't follow eggheads. If you don't have a profile picture, you're not active. And I market to mommies more. And I'm not saying I don't want guys on my team, because guys, I love you guys. I do. I love you all. But my knowledge base is more in the realm of woman and mom and things that a single mom would have to do, because I was a single mom for 12, 14 years. So yes, I know what transaxle fluid is and I know where it goes. So, but I don't tweet about those things so much anymore. So I'm looking for the ladies. So this is Sarah, and I can see that she's only got 12 tweets. And she's following 44 people. She has 10 people following her. She doesn't tweet every day, and her account is only 58 days old, which means she's new to Twitter. So I'm going to follow her. She's also Mama Gone Granola, Simple Life, Mom, Wife, Real Food, Essential Oils, Mama Gone Granola, Young Living. So she does what we do. So I don't like research each person. I just kind of scroll down because I can unfollow faster than I can read and research. So as I'm going through my list here, all I'm doing is selecting the ladies. That's really all I'm doing. You can just follow in bulk and then unfollow later as well. And that's fine too. I take this little bit of time to do this though, because I think it's a good idea. Like this account I'm not going to follow because it says Rodan and Fields, which I know is against their policy and procedure. It's against any network marketing company's policy and procedure for you to create any kind of social account or page that has their marketing and their wording in it. So I'm just not going to deal with it because she's a rule breaker. I don't need any more rule breakers. I'll live with those. All right, so for simplicity and time's sake, are you liking Twitter? Oh, you're tired. Yeah? Jack's going to teach us how to tweet. Okay, another thing you could do, I'm going to just hit follow 40 later real quick so you saw that. Another thing that I can do is like these two I can see are ladies, follow later. Follow later. And now, like I said before, I don't follow eggheads because they're not active. So I can highlight them and put them in the never follow section, which means they're not going to show up again. Okay. So as you're using your Twitter and what have you. Manage Twitter, I'm sorry. It's hooked directly into your Twitter, okay? So you're actually using your Twitter account to sign in. So let's just, tell me more. Tell me more. If you want to get, if you've got a brand new account, I would stick to following 50 people a day and then unfollowing 100. If you have an old account that needs some cleanup, I would kind of go with the 200 and 100. So I have 66 actions waiting to process. These are the people I'm going to follow. And all we're going to do to follow is start clicking. I start in the middle because otherwise I start clicking on videos and such. And I've already kind of pre-screened these, so I'm just clicking away. Now, before Twitter changed their rules, all I had to do was click them the one time, and they processed automatically. Now, because Twitter changed the rules, I have to manually be the one to do it, so I'm not a bot. Okay, so I followed 166 people today. I'm done. And I know I unfollowed at least a couple hundred. So that's that. Right? Super simple, super easy, and Manage Twitter is done for the day. Now, there are some other modes and things. It does have analytics. You can go to your account analytics, and I can see that my followers were, I had a drop off in followers here, okay? Why did I have a drop off in followers? Because I started unfollowing people. And Twitter is follow for follows. So when you unfollow people, realistically, they're going to unfollow you. I've also had a drop off in my following. And that's because, like I said, I'm cleaning up my Twitter. I was following a bunch of people I didn't need to follow. Spam probability is 0. I like that. My influence is going up. So as I'm removing the garbage accounts, my influence online is going up. And then my tweets are going up because I've been more actively tweeting, not just my scheduled tweets. Okay, so I think that's pretty neat. The higher the number, the more real people you reach on Twitter. I've been listed 178 times. If I click the info button, what that means is it's the number of times that my account has been put on another person's Twitter list. Twitter lists are awesome. Let me show you a couple of things I do with my Twitter lists. And thanks for always being so patient as I hang out and play with my little guy while we work together. So I'm going to go to my Twitter lists, and I'm going to show you. Yesterday, if you were live on the webinar, you know that I said I needed to clean up my lists. Well, I cleaned them up a little bit. So now I have just started new lists. So a lot of them only have a couple of members on them, and that's fine. I want to show you guys something. Like, you know how our kids don't want us on their social media? They don't let us follow them and that sort of thing once they're 17 and 18. With my follow list, I'm able to stalk my son without following him, and I don't have to search for him. My husband's on the list. Christian's girlfriend's on the list. Christian heard me do the last webinar, so he went ahead and blocked me on Twitter. So we're not friends anymore at all. At all. He still lives here, but we're not friends. And then this is Christian's girlfriend, who I actually am allowed to follow because she likes me. We're still friends. So when I go back to my lists again, I want to show you the idea with lists are these are people that I'm engaging with on a regular basis. They're people that I want to see their tweets and help their accounts grow. Those of you that get onto Twitter, I will have a list of us as, a list for us as well, so that I can help your accounts and I can keep an eye on your accounts. So my YCD Inner Circle list, there's 61 people on my list. I have 2 people subscribed to my list. And if I look, it's one of my other accounts, and then Amanda Taylor, who's probably part of the group, but I don't remember her. Again, I'm not following her. But I could see her lists and tweets and whatnot. So what this lists deal does is instead of having to look through 20,000, 12,000 people, I can come over here and just see that, you know, Kim Hawkins. Now I can just click on her. I like this. You'll do good if you aim to serve. Oops, not remind. I want to retweet. Baby boy. So I can add a comment of great reminder. Capitalizing one-handed. Kim, and I always use their first names. Sometimes you have to look a little bit, but this is just to show you the list, how quickly you can get to where you need to get, and, you know, go through people, comment, tweet, retweet, and that sort of thing. They just won't let us do a whole webinar. I'm sorry, you guys. So this is my TweetDeck. Now, TweetDeck is free. You sign in with Twitter, okay? So all you do is your Twitter login goes in there. And hang on. I can't understand. Okay, so with TweetDeck, and I'm not going to be able to do as much here, you can see how quickly my activity is going. That's all people that, you know, I'm attached to on Twitter. If you look at my home, that's the things that I would naturally see on my home feed. Again, I don't use that, or obviously, or activity. I mean, if I'm not sitting right there, it's moving too fast. Messages and notifications is what I use. Hey, oh, you got me. You got me. You got me. So messages and notifications are what I use the most. And we will... Okay, so here we are. We're back, and I'm not quite sure where I left off. Somebody's keeping me busy this week, and that's fine. So let's screen share again and go back to TweetDeck. So I do believe what I was sharing when we ended was how I'm going to use notifications and messages. So now that I've followed people, you can see here they're following me back. How cool is that? So this morning before I started, I had tweeted to Mom Junction, thanks for following, how are you? And she tweeted back, fine, how about you? And I told her that I was celebrating my middle child's birthday and hanging out with the baby. She says, oh, nice, so enjoying your parenting life. So I'm going to reply back to her and say, looks like I started something else. Yes, very much so. Oops. I love working from home. I missed out on so much with my older boys working out of the house. Tweet. Okay, so I'm engaging. I'm having conversations with people. And on Twitter, it's not weird. Like on Facebook, when you pop in and you just hijack somebody's post or you start messaging them, A, if you're not connected, your messages are going to their other box. And then B, I don't know, Facebook just seems, Facebook is a little more private, where Twitter is more like, hey, everybody, we're over here. Come hang out with us. So let me see. This is, which one was it that I was on? So this person followed me, Rebecca Leach. So I am going to tweet to her and say, hi, Rebecca. Oops, if I could spell. Thanks for the follow. How are you today? So I'm asking people how they are. It's an easy way to start chatting with them. So I'm already following Ashley. She's one of my follow backs from what I just did. So I'm going to say hi to Ashley. So now I've got some conversation going. You can add images to your tweets, and we'll go through some PicMonkey. I need to refresh. Something's not right here. All right. And I can see that I'm following her because it's giving me the option to unfollow. So now I'm going to say, hello, Nikki. Thanks for the follow. You could send this in a direct message. That's fine to do. It gets the conversation going. You don't want to use, there are some auto messengers, and I've used them in the past. I was taught to use it by a coach, but what I found was when you add their first name, they know it's really you. It's hard to get people to open a direct message on Facebook, or I'm sorry, on Twitter, if it looks spammy, and auto messages are spammy. They just are. So Jillian here. Hello, Jillian. Thanks for the follow. How are you today is just simple. And then I had showed yesterday a little bit, like what I should have done is looked here and see that she's mom and wife to her guys. So she's got all boys. I should have said something about that. And she's a Rodan and Fields consultant. So she is definitely one of my follows from copying Sarah's following. So here we're going to see white opal and rose gold. Let's see what this is all about. Can't really tell. So I'm going to open their Twitter feed. Hard to tell, hard to tell. So this must be a newer account. So all I'm going to do here is say, hello, thanks for the follow. How are you today? All right, tweet. And I can direct message as well. So this one started yesterday. She sent a very spammy message, but I went ahead and replied and asked how she was doing. And she says, she's good, thanks. How about you? So I'm going to say, doing great. Curious. What is it that you do? Because she's going to ask me what I do. Okay. So I want to show you, as we talked about these messages, would love to connect with you on LinkedIn too. Would you? You didn't even look at my tweets. I guarantee it. So a lot of these, I don't even open them because I can tell that they're spammy. If you're on Facebook, come meet me there. And that's what we did initially was I would send a message and say, thanks for the follow. And thanks for the follow. If you're on Facebook, follow my page. So I would send them to my business page because I had a huge business page that I was building at the time. So this is, again, this is TweetDeck, and definitely a good free tool that you can use to build your Twitter. And building your Twitter, again, is very, very wise. So the people that have been interacting with me, I can go ahead and add to lists. I'm going to add this young lady here to a list. Oop, this is showing me her lists. My bad. Add to list. And I'm just going to add her to a new list that I'm going to call my tweets. People I like to talk to on Twitter. So this list that I just made is going to kind of be like, and I don't know where you fit yet, okay, type of list. At some point, done. At some, and I just added a new column here. So this is going to give me the ability to go ahead and have my lists right on here as well. I didn't know I could do that. So Hootsuite is probably not going to be that big of a deal for you guys, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. So let's go to Hootsuite now. Let's see where our following and followers are at first, since we're on Twitter. So my followers have grown by 10 or so, 11 since this morning. I had 12,203 and now I've got 12,214. And that'll change throughout the day, but I've already got this started. And the cool thing is, now that I've gotten this far, I can tweet on my phone while I'm holding the baby. So that works out well, because as you can see, he's being difficult this week. So now I want to show you guys Hootsuite. Now Hootsuite is free. I use two scheduling tools. This one is the one I'm actually using right now. This is called Meet Edgar. Meet Edgar is really cool, but it's really expensive. It costs $50 a month. I don't want to give it up because it's actually gone up in price since it came out. But what happens here is I have all of my brain function, all my content is saved in different categories. So I have Americana for like 4th of July, Memorial Day, that kind of stuff, Christmas posts, confessions, business blitz, MLM quotes and tips, inspiration and funny, Halloween, blog posts, my blog posts, promotional questions, Six-Figure Mom, eating. This is recipes and healthy food. My personal Facebook page, Six-Figure Mom tips at home, Six-Figure Mom deep thoughts, recipes, exercise, tips and quotes graphics, and then tips, and then use ones. And then I have a schedule. And for my Twitter, my Facebooks, my Facebook personal page and whatnot, like I'm putting categories in at specific times. And Edgar is going into my queue. And I can see here that these are the things that are going to post out over the next 2 weeks, okay? And all of that stuff is built into my library. So I have 124 inspirational and funny messages. I have 100 questions. I have 86 deep thoughts with me, 196 tips, and 33 quote graphics. And these are, they're in the library, and then they pull up into queue on their own. Edgar will post them at different times of the day. And then if they don't get interaction 2 times, 3 times at all, no likes, no comments, it deletes them from my queue because they're obviously not good posts, right? So it was super convenient, but for $50 a month, I've added some other tools that are like $10 a month. And Cinch Share is one of them. And since I'm using mainly my personal Facebook page and Pinterest and Twitter, that covers Facebook and Pinterest. And you don't have to use Cinch Share. I use it for the party feature. I can schedule parties and use it to like run my party. So I can be, my posts are automatically coming out and I can be in there talking with my guests. Hootsuite. Hootsuite, you can, there's a Pro and an Enterprise. Those are super expensive and super unnecessary. You just need the free account. I have the Pro account because I have an assistant. And at one point in time, Hootsuite was all I used. And I can make a team and add people to my accounts. So my assistant could log into her Hootsuite and see my stuff without her having to see all of my stuff. She could only see the things that I had her work on for me. So one thing with Twitter is you will possibly get some porn and that sort of thing. So I'm going to go ahead and unfollow this person. Oh, I've already unfollowed them. Well, how do I block them? Whatever. So you just block those people, get them out of your feed. This is a quote stream. These are search, Twitter search. So what I did is I set up for need to change, lose weight. Oh goodness. Ask Stacy is one of my Twitter parties that I do. And Nick wants to know if there will be an Ask Stacy anytime soon. Except for it's a different Stacy. Interesting, interesting, interesting. So I'm going to reply and say, hi, Nick. I will be doing an Ask Stacy party next week. And if I click auto schedule, it's just going to pick a time of day to send that out. Now what that does is it doesn't fill my Twitter feed up with all my interactions. It's just going to post out at some time today. No search results for just my name on Twitter, which means you guys aren't talking about me on Twitter. Ugh, just kidding. Need a change and lose weight. Help me. Help me wasn't a very good one because, yeah, just not a very good one. So I'm going to edit the stream. And the word I'm going to look for now is going to be pain, discomfort, energy. Save changes. Low energy, pain, and discomfort. Lack of mobility. So let me tell you, it's crap. This gave me quotes for all 3 of those words. So I'm going to edit this one to energy, save change. And with energy, you're going to get things like electricity, gas, and that sort of thing as well. Okay, so these are just searches. If I want to monitor a keyword or monitor myself, I can do it there. Home-based business, MLM, network marketing, energy, or tired. And those are just hanging out for me to keep an eye on, right? So now my Twitter, did I delete? I have my mentions, which is, you know, we talked about all this on TweetDeck. And my lists, these are my tweets. If I forget who I tweeted last, somebody's having a puppy mirror. I can go look here and see where I am. Madeline says I really don't like bullies. So I'm going to tell Madeline I don't either. There's nothing worse than someone who tries to take someone else's power or identity. Hashtag bullies suck. Now that's going to auto tweet out. It's scheduled now. And then if I click on my calendar, I can post anywhere I want with this as far as you know, what groups and that sort of thing that I want to post to. So let's go to Confessions of a Six-Figure Mom. And I'm going to post there in Twitter because I can recycle there in Twitter. I'm going to attach an image. I'm going to select files. I'm going to go to my Dropbox because that's where I save all my pictures and such. You know what? That's not the one I want. And I'm going to grab this picture. And I'm going to say, unless you act, you accomplish nothing. We sit and we dream and we plan, and then we become so busy we forget to begin the journey. I challenge you to take the first steps now. Okay? And auto schedule. Notification will be sent to my phone at schedule time. Okay, got it. Why? Because I just scheduled for my Instagram, which is fine. It wasn't what I was trying to do. Ha! So now I'm going to come over to my Instagram. And it doesn't work on Safari. You can't see on Safari, so you have to use Google Chrome. So I'm going to show you guys on Chrome. Add stream, Instagram, scheduled. Okay, so at 11:50 a.m., my phone's going to tell me that I need to push the button to post this out to Instagram. How cool is that? So we're going to go back to Hootsuite on Safari because that's what I'm using. Okay. My Facebook pages, I do have Facebook pages, but I'm not using them any longer because obviously we can't use them. I have Facebook groups. My Instagram is now in here and I can, oh, it worked. Ha! Some of it worked. I need to create a whole new stream. Ha! It worked. So I can see my home feed. I can see my posts. I can see what I've liked recently. And I can see what's popular. Just all within my Hootsuite. And then I can go to Tailwind for Pinterest. log into that. I can see my latest pins here. I can see if they've had any interaction or not. This one got a like. This one's been repinned 3 times. Let's see. Another like. So this is just grabbing from my Pinterest feed. I can schedule. I can just straight load. I can pin from my site. I can pin from Pinterest. I can do that all with Hootsuite. So Hootsuite is, I think it's $6.99. I have an old account, a very old account. So the pricing is definitely changed. So those are my tools. And again, when I first started Twitter, Hootsuite was something I used just even for my simple interaction. I could type it all out up here and then auto schedule it, and it would post out during the day. If I hit the calendar button, and I don't have anything scheduled here, so I don't want you to get super excited, but if I hit my calendar button, I can see what I have scheduled. I can change auto on and off. I can view. I can add location. I can target. Okay, so I have Twitter targeting options, and I can target by country. I can target by United States, United Kingdom, Canada. Canada. Okay, those are countries that I'm digging. Choose the picture. I owe every bit. I owe 99% of my success to follow up and 1% to dumb luck and customers who wanted it bad enough to order on their own. How are you doing in the follow-up department? Instagram, you can use a crap ton of hashtags and it's totally cool. Twitter, not so much. You just want a couple. So I'm going to hashtag follow-up. Hashtag home-based business. Hashtag dumb luck. Auto schedule. My message is too long for Twitter. So I'm going to take out home-based business. See if that's enough. New. Sweet Jesus. I win. All right, so those are my quick tools. Thank you for giving me your time. I'm going to get this up on Vimeo and share it with you guys. Just a couple minutes. Bye-bye.